YouTube, what's going on, man? Today we have a brand new video for you guys. Today we are going over my new revamped settings. If you guys have checked out my previous settings video, you guys would know that whatever information I'm going to give you today is completely different from the last settings video. We are running a different audio setting and etc. and a bunch of other more things that you'll be able to tell later on in the video, guys. If you guys do enjoy my channel and my videos, make sure you guys do subscribe and like. I would greatly appreciate that, as that does move my videos up in the YouTube algorithm as well, guys. So please do me that solid favor, man. Comment also in the comment section. Let me know what type of videos you guys do want to see from me other than Warzone gameplay. It could be tips or trick. It could be like Iceman Isaac when he does Warzone Academy. Whatever videos you guys want to recommend, man, I am more than welcome to freaking make those videos for you guys. And if you guys do want to see Warzone gameplay, feel free to click any of the videos down in my channel, and maybe you might like what you see if you are brand new to the channel, guys. Remember, I do stream every single day at twitch.tv/GWAEH. I am the only GWAEH on Twitch, so it's to be extremely easy to find me, man, as well. But today, again, I don't want to freaking get off topic. Today we are going over my settings. It's going to be keyboard and mouse and controller settings as well, along with anything else when it pertains to audio, graphics, or anything like that. So without further ado, get straight into it. All right, so first off, in the first section, when it comes to the keyboard and mouse, we are going to do keyboard and mouse first. It is the first section. I do run my mouse sensitivity at 565. I do play at 800 DPI on my mouse. I do, if you guys do not know, I have a Logitech G Pro wireless with core pad skates. I don't have the stock skates. I'll show you what core pad looks like just white skates on the bottom of it. And if you guys didn't know what skates were, skates are what goes on the bottom of your mouse to make it glide and be more smooth. In the advanced tab, I run all my vertical sensitivity, ground vehicles, everything at 1.0. I do not touch that. I leave the aim down sight ADS mouse sensitivity at relative, guys. I don't touch any of the stuff. I kind of leave it default. The only thing I did touch was ADS sensitivity transition timing, which was gradual rather than instant. Monitor, everything else stays the same. I don't touch mouse acceleration. That's one thing you really do not want to touch at all. Invert mouse look, I leave all that stuff default. I never touch that stuff. Movement, now I do have my slide behavior tap. That's what makes me and allows me to slide cancel. I do press C and spacebar. Spacebar is my jump. I don't know why I told you guys. You guys will find that out later on, what my keybinds are and everything else. But crouch behavior is a toggle. I do not have that at go to. I just leave it at toggle. Prone behavior is another toggle. It's just a press of a button. Automatic airborne mantle, you definitely want to disable that. That is when, if you get close to like a car or a wall, it will automatically mantle you on top of that wall, which is something that you don't want, especially when you're in gunfights. That's something that could probably get you killed. So I suggest you leave that at disabled. Don't touch that. It will again affect your gunfights, and any small movement, if you're not meaning to press it, will affect you. So I suggest you leave that at disabled. Sprint tactical behavior, I leave that at toggle. Automatical sprint, I do leave that at automatic tactical sprint. That was transitioned to when I first started playing controller. I've always ran at automatic tactical sprint, and I just kind of bought it to keyboard and mouse. So I kind of just did what was comfortable to me. Parachute auto deploy, I know a lot of people do leave this on enabled, where it pops the parachute automatically at a certain distance. I technically do not agree with that. One, because let's say if I die to a team and I need to get my loot and it's right next to them, I want to be able to control how low I can pop my parachute without me getting shot in the sky when it automatically pops my parachute. That's something I cannot afford, especially if I'm on a good game. I don't need that. So I do press disabled. It just requires me to pay attention more when I am off, my game and stuff like that. Maybe I may switch it to enabled so it automatically pops it for me if my mind isn't there. But other than that, I do leave it on disabled. I like to control how low I get before I pop my parachute. Of course, do not pop it super low because it won't register, and it just will not. It'll just kill you. You just die from fall damage. So make sure you don't wait last minute to pop it. Hold to use, definitely disabled. I know a lot of people like Booyah play with hold to use, especially when it comes to getting inside cars or picking up anything. It would do, if you just hold the square button, it'll do that little loading thing and then it picks it up. So that's what hold to use is. Next we have move forward. I have the W button. All this stuff, move forward, move backwards, move left, right, is all standard. I don't touch that stuff. Use, I do have that at E. It's just easier for me to press E. Guys, all these keybinds that I am going to give you, I do want to, you know, give a bit of a disclaimer. You don't necessarily have to copy these word for word. Don't do something that I'm doing that you may not be comfortable with. Choose your keybinds that are comfortable to you and comfortable to you only. You know, playing on keyboard and mouse, you have multiple keys. You have to choose what's comfortable and what fits your type of style to play. I'm more of an aggro player. I'm very aggressive. Sometimes I make dumb mistakes when it comes to pushing people, but I'm just super aggressive and I just like to move fast. So my keybinds are set up for me to move aggressive. Jump was default. I leave that as space. Crouch was another thing that was default. I do use that as slide as well. C. Prone, I do have that at Q. Again, it's just accessible for me to just press Q when I do prone. So again, a lot of these keybinds are made for me. So make sure you guys do choose keybinds that are comfortable for you. Sprint tactical, steady aim, I really don't touch that. I left that at default. Left shift. And gesture sprays, which is where I want to spray hard if I want to be friendly or whatnot. That's T. Weapon equipment, depleted ammo weapon switch. So that's when your gun runs out of ammo, it automatically switch for you. So I do have that enabled. Switch minimum delay, that's between you switching, how fast or how slow it takes for you to switch in between weapons. Weapon switch wraparound, I leave that enabled. Weapon mount activation, so how I do that is I ADS and then I press my melee button as you know weapon mounting, so mounting on the wall. Weapon mount exit, I just leave that enabled. That's all default. Weapon mount exit delay default. Aim down sight behavior, of course hold, I don't want to toggle that, definitely not good while gunfights. Change zoom, toggle hybrid behavior. Sprint tactical steady aim, I kind of just I don't even know why I put that there, it's just there. Equipment behavior, I have that at hold. Fire weapon ADS sight, that's all default. Reload default. Next weapon, I do scroll down on my wheel to switch to the next weapon. I don't do any numbers, I'm just not good at pressing numbers every time I do have to switch weapons. Weapon mount, I have that at Z, but again I don't need Z because I do have my weapon mount activation, my gosh, I don't know how to speak, ADS plus melee, so I don't necessarily need this keybind for it. Alternate fire, I kind of just left that default. I really don't use that. That's if, let's say my gun's an automatic gun and I want to shoot single fire, nobody really does that, so I just kind of left that default. I don't need it. Melee finishing move is F, that's my melee button and that's my finishing move if I do hold it. Use lethal equipment, I do use the keybinds that, not keybinds, but the mouse binds that are on the sides for my tactical equipment and my lethal equipment. Night vision goggles, don't really use that. Use field upgrade X, which I believe is default. Weapon expect, that's default as well. Decrease zoom, I really don't use this stuff. Kill streaks, when I do buy a UAV, I leave that at number 3. So when I buy a UAV, I use the number 3 to pop my UAV. Pretty much self-explanatory, and so on and so forth. These numbers are just for me. That's kind of what is comfortable for me. Use armor plate, I do use 4. And then the rest was default. I never touched that. The only thing I did touch was, I think when I'm in a heli, to descend instead of D, I use N. I think it's N. Yeah, N. To descend. Again, all these keybinds are just necessarily meant for me. You choose what's best for you. I'm just giving you my keybinds, and everything else here was default. I didn't touch anything. Next we have the general tab. Right now I am tabbed into my controller, so my controller is operating right now. My FOV, I do play at 120 FOV along with affected field of view. I'm pretty sure most of you guys have heard what that does, so I changed it there. Brightness, I have that at 60, and everything else here was not touched. Colorblind, tritanopia, colorblind target, world, And everything else, mini map square, definitely want square. If you choose circle, man, make sure you please do change that. You're missing about 100, not 100%, but you're missing 25% on each side that you could possibly get with the square map. So please change that to square. Mini map rotation, definitely have that enabled. If I'm turning a certain rate, I would like my map to adjust to where I'm facing. And everything else here I didn't touch, other than having my FPS, latency, and packet loss up there at the top, along with if I'm pressing F9 for muting, you know, game chat, or F10 for muting the actual game. Graphics, I do play on full screen borderless. I run on a single PC right now, so full screen borderless allows me to, when I'm in a lobby, there may be things that are on my second monitor that I need, which is like directly where I'm looking at. Let's say if I have Twitter open, TikTok open, you know, my OBS, Discord, there's things that I have open on there, which allows me to smoothly just transition without pressing Alt and tabbing out. So it just allows me to just go both ways, and I can just kind of control everything. Display monitor, I do play on a Scepter, 144 hertz monitor. My graphics card is a 3060 and so on and so forth. I do play on 1920 by 1080p. Everything else here, I kind of run everything on normal to low. I don't really put anything high, although I am capable of doing high, and it won't affect, you know, anything. I could play this on high and it still won't affect, you know, my max or anything like that. I just choose not to personally. So it's all based on your PC specs. Particle quality, I should put that on high. According to reposts, it does make a big difference, so I decided to do that. I don't know why it was default on low. Tessellation, I do have that disabled. Bullet impact sprays, I don't care to see where people shoot at, so I have that disabled. And everything else here I believe is default. Except, guys, remember, world motion blur, please disable that. That's when you're running and it's all a blur on the side. A lot of people on TikTok do put that on. I guess it just gives it that cinematic look, which if that's what you're going for, then, you know, do that. And weapon motion blur, it's the same thing. If I'm moving side by side, it's like a blur. A lot of people do that. I guess if you want a more cinematic look, then maybe, but I just personally prefer. This is where this next part where my setting has drastically changed, which is in my audio. My audio, I do not play on boost low anymore. I hate hearing my own footsteps. Of course, I do hear my teammates' footsteps, not my teammates, the enemy's footsteps loud and clear, but I hate hearing my own footsteps, which is what I don't like. So I play on studio reference. What it does is it silences my footsteps, and it silences everything else except the enemy's footsteps and my gunfire and their gunfire, which is perfect. I don't hear my footsteps loud. I don't hear the car loud. I can still hear my teammates while I'm, you know, in the car, because I know a lot of people have that problem where they're in the car and then they can't hear their teammates, so they tell them wait till we get out the car. So this setting right here, what it does is it silences the car, but I can hear enemies' footsteps loud and clear, and I can hear my fire, my gunfire, and I can hear their gunfire. So I highly suggest that. I know a lot of people play with the boost low and stuff like that, but I'm more of, when it comes to COD, I'm more of like, I create my own type of things. I don't really like to follow other people, and if it's not what I like, then I don't do that. So I don't play on boost high or boost low or boost. I play either on dynamic home theater or studio reference, but currently right now I am playing on studio reference. Master volume, I do have that at 100. Music volume, which is the lobby music, I don't like to hear that, so I press that at 0. Dialogue volume, which is when they're saying enemy UAV overhead, I can hear that stuff, but I don't have that really loud. I don't really need to hear that. Effects volume, which is footsteps, turn that all the way to 100. Juggernaut music, I have that enabled. Hit marker sounds, I have that at classic. I don't really touch that, I just left the default. And everything else here was not touched. This is like small stuff. And then last but not least, which I know you guys probably, for you controller players, have probably been waiting for this, controller. I do play claw, so I play on default flipped. So I do slide cancel with my circle and X, and I do shoot with my R1 and L1 rather than my L2 and R2. It's just easier for me, and I do play with a control freak as well. My stick layout preset, I have that default. Everything else here is not touched. My dead zone, I could lower it, but I just left it default 0.05. I do play 6.6. I am thinking about raising up my sensitivity, but as of now I'm very comfortable with it. I'll play on 6.6, and everything else here was not touched. Aim response curve type. I am thinking about going to linear again, guys. I told you I don't copy other people's settings, maybe sometimes, but I like to get into my own thing. And a lot of people have said dynamic have worked, but a lot of people have said to try linear. So I'm kind of testing out the waters with the other, you know, settings. Next I may try out linear, so we'll see, but I won't try out standard. I don't like the way how standard feels. That's what I used to have it before, but I need to try linear, and I will probably try it, and I'm gonna put it now so that way next game I play I can try linear. Controller vibrations, turn that off. That can greatly affect your shooting, as that vibration can throw your shot off. So I do have that disabled. Not to mention I do play with a battle beaver, so I don't have any rumbles inside my controller, so I don't really worry about that. Aim assist, I have that on standard. A lot of people try precision focusing. Again, try what's comfortable for you. I have that on standard, and I don't really play with that on. Scale aim assist with FOV. A lot of people have had that enabled. I do need to try it out. I will try it out. They say that the box is a lot bigger, so to have that enabled. So either one, again, whatever's comfortable for you. Weapon mount, that stuff is ADS plus melee, so that means I ADS with my L1 and then press my melee button, which is my R3, and that's what activates that weapon mount. And then everything else here was not touched. Aim down sight behavior is hold, equipment behavior hold, reload contextual tap. That's another big thing, especially when it comes to picking up weapons. I need to pick it up fast. If I need to get inside of a car, I need things to be done fast, so I have contextual tap. Slide behavior tap, which allows me to slide cancel. Again, on controller I do play on automatic tactical sprint. I just like it to just go forward. I don't like to hold my R3 to make it run. I don't like to do any of that stuff. And parachute auto deploy, definitely disabled. Guys, that is all my settings. Everything else here I don't think you need to know. Your graphical, I do have that hidden, but you know, North Miami Beach, Florida. I don't live in North Miami Beach. I don't know why, but whatever. I do play on the Ethernet cord. I don't think you guys need to know this stuff, but other than that, that's my settings for keyboard and mouse and graphic settings, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy. Remember, I do stream every single day at twitch.tv/GWAEH. I am the only GWAEH on Twitch, so it's going to be extremely easy to find me. And if you did enjoy this video, make sure you guys do like and comment. Let me know what other videos you guys want to see from me as well. And if you guys do enjoy the channel as well, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. But without further ado, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace, guys.